We are here in the Edgemont subdivisions, just about 12 minutes east of downtown Durango. And my goal in this video is to not only show you the exact reasons why my clients, after looking for about a year, decided to buy this home here in Edgemont Highlands. I'm not only going to show you those reasons, but I really want to show you kind of the nuance of those reasons so you can really understand why they specifically chose this area, chose this home, really some specs on this home in particular, so that you really have kind of a head start into the buying process, specifically in our market. I'm not only going to show you that, but I'm also going to teach you all about this neighborhood, all of the reasons that a lot of people love buying in this neighborhood, and why this neighborhood is so coveted. I have clients reaching out to me saying, I just want to live in this neighborhood. We found several homes we want to see. We're flying out to look at these homes, just like my client did here. So we're going to show you this neighborhood, but we're also going to give you some comparisons to some other neighborhoods, so you're not only learning about one neighborhood in this video. Let's jump into the video. Now, by the way, guys, as much as I love shooting these videos, I even love more helping you with your real estate needs. My name is John Burden, licensed realtor here in Durango and Southwest Colorado. And if you're even thinking about moving out here, give me a call or text. Love to hop on a Zoom call with you or just a phone call and go over your criteria, really help you focus on some areas that maybe you're not considering, maybe you're not looking at, really just help you make it a smooth process all the way through from start to finish. Let's jump back into the video. The first thing I want to do is talk to you about some of the amazing amenities this neighborhood has, like private river access. So we'll head over to the river now and talk to you about those over there. All right, we're now down here on the over mile stretch of the Florida River. There's a private section that if you buy in the Edgemont subdivisions, you have access to this. And this fishes really well. Like I mentioned, my parents bought here about 7 years ago or so. And I've been able to have the privilege of being able to fish here with my dad and really see how well this fishes. This fishes phenomenally. So if you fly fish or just want to get into fly fishing, this is a great place to learn, a great place to fish. Flows really well, lots of nice pockets, and it's got a nice trail going right along the river. There's picnic benches where you can sit and enjoy lunch. And it's within walking distance from Edgemont Meadows. And so you can walk from Edgemont Meadows or you can drive down. There's a nice little parking lot as well. This is a great river to wet wade or just bring a pair of waders as well when it's higher levels of water. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I want to tell you a little bit more about the location of Edgemont. So we're about 12 minutes from downtown Durango. We'll put that up on the screen right now. Then you're a little bit closer to Lemon Reservoir as well as Vallecito Reservoir. Now, to get to those, you just continue up County Road 240, and it's a really pretty drive up to those lakes as well. So although on the map it looks like it's a little bit further distance, it's a really pretty drive and I think you'll really enjoy it. Now, I'm going to talk about this later in the video, but you do get quite a bit more snow here in the Edgemont subdivisions. So keep that in mind when you're weighing out your pros and cons here as you are at higher elevation. We'll dive into that more later in the video. Right now, I'm just kind of more talking about the amenities. It's a really nice forested subdivision. You've got a lot of pine trees. You don't have a lot of views. There are some homes with these kind of ridgeline views, but most homes are really just kind of tucked in the forest. And so something I really want to convey to you guys is as you're looking at homes, well, let me back up and say, one of the reasons my parents kind of decided to move, honestly, from the Edgemont subdivisions was that their home specifically didn't get a lot of sunlight. Now, a lot of homes do, but you really just want to look at the home and really kind of analyze it based on how much light it's getting in the home and if that's going to be a concern to you. They realized after they built that they didn't put enough windows and doors to really let in a lot of natural light, as there are a lot of pine trees and a lot of forest all around you. Another con that they found was they just really ended up deciding they wanted a bigger lot. And so there are some lots in here that are closer to an acre. There are a good handful of lots that are closer to an acre, but you're not going to get that big open flat lot that's going to be bigger, like half acre to an acre. You're going to have a few that are a little bit flatter, but not much. It's going to be a lot of kind of rolling hills throughout this subdivision, and it kind of climbs in elevation as you go deeper into the neighborhoods. Now, what a lot of people do love about this neighborhood, and something that my client loved, is there's a lot of new builds coming into the neighborhood. There's a lot of very new, more modern, kind of mountain modern construction in here, I would call it. And a lot of great builders building very high quality construction in here. You're not going to find a lot of issues with any builds. You're going to do those inspections and you're really going to find not much on these inspections. Now, if you like to hike, I want to talk to you about some kind of secret, more unknown hiking trails. Now, if you drive just up the road, you've got Durango Hills. That's a neighborhood that's probably a quarter mile from this neighborhood. Then you drive up into that neighborhood, up and up and up for several miles until you get to a trailhead that has access to Missionary Ridge. So you climb up this trail for about 1.5 miles to 2 miles, and you're at the top of Missionary Ridge overlooking the Animas Valley. It's one of the most breathtaking views. And then you've got a trail that goes along Missionary Ridge, and you've got Stevens Creek and Halfling Creek that go down Missionary Ridge. So you could drive around all the way down to the Animas Valley and park there and hike up and have 2 cars, or you could just hike right up to that top spot, have lunch there, really enjoy that, and you could be probably hour hiking round trip to just enjoy that view from here. Then there's kind of the back way to Horse Gulch. Horse Gulch is a really phenomenal biking area, but from Edgemont, you don't have to go into town, park there. You can drive about 5 minutes or so. We'll put up on the screen, I think it's actually 6 or 7 minute drive, and you're at the back end of Horse Gulch, and then you bike into Horse Gulch from there. It's a downhill dirt road to get into Horse Gulch, and then of course it's up kind of an uphill slog to get back. But a really amazing biking area that you're probably not aware of. It's hard to tell on the map that you can get to it from Edgemont without going back into town. So there's a few great access points to trails. You can also get into Three Springs going the back way, basically continuing east from here. And that's a quicker route, much quicker route to get into the Three Springs biking trail system as well. So there's a lot of great access to trails here. A few other things I want to mention: you are allowed to bike on some of the trails. The trails in Edgemont Ranch, I believe you're able to bike on those, but not able to bike on the trails in Edgemont Meadows. Then Edgemont Ranch does have a really nice little playground as well as tennis courts. You can only use those if you live in that specific subdivision, as there are 3 subdivisions all pretty closely connected. So I just want to clarify on that point. Now, for all of some of these details that I'm mentioning, please reach out. I've got all the covenants, all the HOA docs I can connect you with if you really want to go through some of those details. I also have a great graph that I've been working up that shows you which subdivisions have ponds, which subdivision has access to trails, which ones are within 20 or 30 minutes of the airport, of downtown Durango, etc. So please reach out. We're happy to connect you with that graph that we've been working really hard on as well. Now let's head over to the house, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about the specific reasons why my client decided to buy that particular house. And I'm hoping that that kind of really helps you understand the market better, understand what Durango is like as far as what homes have to offer, and much, much more. Let's head over there now. All right, we're back in front of this home, and so now we're going to jump into some of the details of why they chose this home over others. Like I mentioned earlier, they were looking for over a year at homes in Durango and really wanted a particular home. My client is very attention to detail, really wants something that's very well taken care of. So I'm going to start by saying that this home is very well taken care of, fairly recently built, and we're just going to start by diving into those details. One thing they really wanted was single story. Now we will put up on the screen the exact number of single story versus 2-story homes that sold in the last, let's go 3 years. Now, I would say when we were looking at homes, there were probably 50% or less of the homes in this neighborhood that were single story. Now, with that, the next criteria that they had was really important to them was having air conditioning. Now, as a whole, throughout Durango and La Plata County, I would say there aren't very many homes with air conditioning. I'd say it's closer to 30 to 40% or less that actually have air conditioning, and then aren't wall units or fans, just things like that. And the reason why is, especially at higher elevation, like where we are here in Edgemont, where we're over 7,000 feet elevation, it doesn't get very hot here, especially compared to places like Albuquerque or Texas. Now, we'll actually put up on the screen right now the averages in the summer temperatures, so you can get a feel for what it's really like here. Now, those averages are going to be in-town Durango, based on in-town Durango, and those temps really change. When you get up to here, places like Edgemont or even higher elevation, we're almost 1,000 feet higher elevation than in-town Durango, or I should say downtown Durango to be specific. So we'll put up on the screen right now the average temperatures throughout the summer, but those temperatures are based on the downtown area. So the comparison from Edgemont to downtown Durango, you're looking at about 4 to 5 degrees difference, maybe closer to that 3 to 4 degrees. but it does vary, of course. And then when it gets to the to the winter, we do get close to between 50 to 100% more snow in the winter. So it just depends on the storm, but we definitely have storms where you get double the snow here versus in town Durango. And so I really want to clarify that as you're learning about Durango, as you go west or east, about 15 minutes or so, you are climbing in elevation. Then as you go north, once you hit about James Ranch, then you start really climbing in elevation. So that's about 20 minutes away from downtown Durango. So all that Animas Valley area is about the same elevation, unless you choose a home that is up on Missionary Ridge that's looking down, or is in the cliffs. There's a neighborhood that's right down the road from us here, but climbs and climbs and climbs and looks over the Animas Valley. It's very, very breathtaking, really gorgeous. We've got a full video talking all about that neighborhood and a lot of neighborhoods in the Animas Valley as well. So make sure to check out the vlog section, the neighborhood tour section of the playlist in our YouTube channel, or check out our website, Woosah Properties, where we've got a really nice broken down communities page where you can see the specific video with the specific neighborhood. So I think that kind of covers it regarding why they decided to get air conditioning. I really wanted to get down into those details as to why, but also wanted to specify that I personally think it's really just a preference thing. It's not that you necessarily need it up here, especially once you get a little bit higher elevation, but it is definitely nice to have. I would say the way I'd explain it is there's about 3 to 4 weeks where we've got our fans on, we're sleeping with doors and windows open, or not doors, but windows open, and just really trying to get the breeze through during the night or during the day. So it just varies. If you really want that, it's worth it. But something else to really clarify is, especially as you're looking at higher priced homes, $1 million plus, $2 million, kind of those ranges, you're seeing a lot of homes with radiant floor heating. Homes with radiant floor heating typically don't have a duct system to be able to put in AC or to have AC at all. So it's going to be a lot trickier to add AC. But what I recommend doing is looking into putting split AC units on the walls, and those aren't super expensive either. So if you're looking at homes, that is a good way to get around it and to not just eliminate all the homes that don't have AC. Now, as we discussed earlier, this neighborhood has 10 plus miles, or these 3 neighborhoods have 10 plus miles of trails, wood chip trails actually, all throughout it. They're really like nothing else in this entire county. I don't think there's any other neighborhoods that really have nice wood chip trails. There are some, but that aren't necessarily as well maintained as this neighborhood. So I'll point out a few real quick just so that you're aware. And again, I've got a really nice guide that I can get you if you reach out and start working with us that really notates all of the neighborhoods with trails specifically. But some of those are the ranch over in the Animas Valley. There are some others going west of town. There's Twin Buttes, which backs up to the Twin Buttes trail system as well. 10.9 miles worth of amazing biking trails as well. That's west of downtown Durango. Then you've got Durango West as well. Then there are a handful more that are really close to other trail systems. And then there are a lot of homes that back up to National Forest as well. And of course, those are just spread throughout the county. But of course, you can look at a map and see National Forest and then kind of direct your search near those if you really want to back up to some trails or just access to hiking. Now, the point in bringing up that trail access here in the Edgemont subdivisions was not just to tell you about that, but also to get to my next point of what my clients were looking for in a home. And they really wanted privacy. There's a lot of homes here in the Edgemont subdivisions that have trails going right behind them. And I didn't mention this earlier in this video, but have mentioned it in other videos, is my parents actually bought and built here in Edgemont Meadows. And so I have a good understanding and feel for what this neighborhood is like from them as well, and seeing what their kind of day-to-day life was like here. And they had trails going right behind their home, just like a lot of homes do, where it just wasn't very private. There were dogs off leash, they were running up to their backyard. And so there is some concern there from my clients about that same situation. And so fortunately in this home, they were able to find a home where there was a lot of scrub oak. You can kind of see this stuff right behind this scrub oak here. I'll turn around. You can see some scrub oak here as well. There's a lot of scrub oak in this neighborhood that does create a nice privacy barrier, but it just depends. So you really want to look at that home. This is something I did for these clients and would love to do for you guys as well, is go out to the home, really get a good feel for what that's like, shoot a video tour so you can really get a feel of what the privacy is like from that trail that could potentially be right behind your home. As you can see right here, there's a trail right behind me. It's going right behind those homes and right behind the home that we were talking about. So I really want to illustrate that point. It's not that all homes have trail right behind it and that there's no privacy, and you might not care about that at all, but it's just to be aware of, and that some homes do have that trail going right behind it. Now, something else that might be a little bit deceiving about Edgemont on the map are the homes that are fairly close to County Road 240, also known as Florida Road. Now, there's a handful of homes that kind of line up, kind of looking right at, their back decks are looking at the road. A lot of my clients call me asking, is that a busy road? Or they just have no clue and are just calling saying, hey, we'd love a tour of this home. We really like this home. So the first thing I do is really inform them that this road is fairly busy. You can hear it behind me. There are a decent amount of cars going past us right now. Now, there are a decent amount of homes that are backed up a decent ways, but you're still gonna hear a decent amount of noise. Now, right here, we are in Edgemont Meadows, and I'm almost exactly parallel to the back decks of other homes. Of course, I'm just right here at the entrance, but I'm fairly parallel to the back deck of a lot of homes right here in Edgemont. Now, I shouldn't say a lot, maybe 5 to 10 homes, maybe a little bit more on this side of the street. Then there's another 20-ish, 10 to 20 homes on the other side of the street that back up to here. But you're gonna see those home prices slightly lower of the homes that are backing up to the road because of that traffic. So you might not care, but this is something that I want you to be cognizant of and realize that there is a little bit more traffic that you're going to be listening to and seeing from those homes that are backing up to County Road 240, also known as Florida Road, which turns into Florida Road, I should say. We just had an amazing addition to the Edgemont subdivisions, which is the Meadow Market. The owner does an incredible job at the Meadow Market. I love all the different artwork she has, all the different things and amenities she has in there. And then the food, the menu is incredible, guys. So she's got some great coffee selections. You know, it's kind of known as a coffee shop, but then her lunch menu is incredible. The Reuben sandwich, I definitely recommend checking the Reuben sandwich out. Really well priced menu as well, and it's actually in Edgemont Meadows. Hey guys, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a licensed realtor here in Durango and Southwest Colorado. Again, my name is John Burden. If you're even thinking about moving out here or moving out to this general area, give me a text or call. Would love to make it a smooth process for you. Looking forward to talking to you soon. See ya.